Podcasting from Phoenix, Arizona. You're now listening to The Get Down with your host, JD and Vince.
What's going on, everybody? This is The Get Down Podcast. I'm your host, JD. I'm with Darius Mylik.
Yes, sir. Live in the flesh.
All right, man. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming by.
Absolutely.
I know it's a little early in the morning on a Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Week before Thanksgiving.
Yes,
trying to get some of these episodes recorded. Man, let's go. So you're from Minneapolis.
Yes, sir. Home of Prince Rogers.
Oh, okay. Nice. And you've been out here for about
5 years, on and off. Went to high school here for about a year, Cesar Chavez. And then I came back. Yes, sir. I came back to go to college. So now I currently go to Arizona State. And actually graduating this December.
And what are you graduating with?
My major is business law.
Okay, so your bachelor's and stuff right now?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So what do you want to do after that?
So I'm going to take a year off and just focus on music. And I think I want to study entertainment law, either that or become a criminal defense attorney. So, yeah, I'll be taking a year off just to focus strictly on music, take my LSATs on and so forth, and then I'll probably go to law school the following year.
Another brother making it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it's about, man. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your music.
My music, man, how do I describe it? I describe it, it's a tagline. Is this your vibe or you a trap girl? So that's the tagline. You're going to get a little bit of everything. You're going to get some neo soul. You're going to definitely get the gospel feels because that's what my heart is. Some R&B type songs. And you also going to get some bangers. It's going to surprise you. So it's just one word to describe my music is versatile. We hitting on all points. It doesn't matter what you're into. I mean, all the way down to country music. I got something for you. So,
are you in country music?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, for the white folks.
Yeah, man. You gotta create the stories, man. You know, one guy that I look up in country music is Darius Rucker.
Hey, I like him.
Definitely, and I respect the stories that country singers tell. So I mean, I don't discount any genre of music. I got something for everybody. Or if I don't, it will be coming out soon.
Nice. So how long you been doing music for?
I've been singing all my life. Funny story about that, I guess I'll tell you since this is the first time we actually got here. My parents actually cannot sing. So when I was in my mother's womb and I was in the belly, she actually went to the church I grew up in. It's a man by the name of Elder William Smith. He actually prayed for me in the womb that I would sing. And my mom said ever since I came out, I've been singing. So, that's the story of that. And so I've been singing all my life. I wrote some songs when I was younger, so on and so forth, but nothing I took serious. I always wanted to just go to the league, meaning the NFL. So I didn't really take music serious. Exactly, that place, which we're boycotting currently. So y'all make sure to do that. But I always wanted to do that. But I really feel like God kind of transitioned my life. And he kind of made me do music and by changing certain things in my life and making me aware of certain things. So I actually been doing music seriously probably about a year.
Nice.
I only dropped one song right now, Energy. That's on YouTube and SoundCloud. Darius Mylik. That's Mylik. Go check that out. But
it's a hot song too.
Oh man, absolutely. And it's an ode to my black women actually, because I kind of feel like, we kind of give a big up to every other skin color and ethnicity, so on and so forth. But my mama black, so you know what I mean. I'm always gonna rep for the home team. So
okay, that's a good question. So your mom is black.
Yeah,
of course. I mean, you don't look any like you're white or anything.
Right.
But there's that one. I forgot his name. He's drawing a blank right now. He was on the Breakfast Club and he was talking about how. Mm-hmm. If he sees a black man with a white woman, he doesn't look at him the same. He looks at him as weak.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Especially in the music game where you're going to be coming across white women, Mexicans, Latins, Indians,
Yeah, my take on that is my mother kind of raised me to always, respect and kind of cherish black women. And I used to think she was a little racist, but that's she can't really be racist. But I used to think that it was a little overboard with how she was kind of thinking that I should just be attached to black women. But she kind of explained something to me, and she said black women they have a shortage of good, solid black men that they can choose from. Real masculine, hard-working men.
That's true.
Articulate, smart, so on and so forth. Gentlemen, real gentlemen, like throwbacks. You know what I mean? And they kind of have a shortage of that. And she said, I'm raising my sons to shorten up that shortage and for these black women. And I kind of understood that it was bigger than me. It's not just about my preference, even though my preference is black women. So but I just started to think it was much bigger than me, because who's gonna understand me like a black woman? I mean, when I'm being profiled or pulled over by the cops just for nothing, and she can really empathize with that outside of sympathize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? I feel like the understanding is on a different level with black women, because you know what I mean. I feel like we made for each other. As far as seeing a black man with a white woman, I don't necessarily think he's weak. I just think that, you know what I mean, a conversation must be had, and maybe his eyes need to be opened a little bit more. I mean, black men, they are commodity nowadays. So every race really likes black men. You know what I mean?
Oh,
for whatever reason, yeah. You know what I mean?
They like us sometimes for what we bring to the table.
Exactly.
They want our looks. They want to imitate us. But they don't want to deal with the struggles.
Exactly. So that goes back to that word I was using, empathize. You know what I mean? Because they can try to understand all they want, but they'll never really understand how it feels to be in black skin in a place like this. So
I mean, put that aside from the white women. What about Latin women?
Latin women. I kind of feel like a little different about that, because I feel like if we really actually kind of map out the Atlantic slave trade and so on and so forth, and where they went, a lot of them were Latin countries, so on and so forth. It's just kind of like, if you get a Brazilian woman, there's such a African population in Brazil. They're black. You know what I mean? So Dominicans, I mean, you can find some Dominicans darker than you. You can find some Cubans darker than you. So I kind of feel like, you know what I mean? So I kind of feel like they're a little bit close. For real. So I kind of feel like there's a more of a commonality there. I don't so much look down on that. I really feel like they're much closer than us than what meets the eye. Yeah. So that's how I feel about that.
Well, no, that's interesting. That's great to hear that, because I think so many people out there are, they look sometimes down on people if they date interracially, and sometimes the black men. When I was younger, when I was your age, and I'm a little older, I used to be like, man, black women, like, the stereotype, so full of attitude. I have a black mama. I got black mamas out there, I should say.
Right.
Like, I got brothers who are black, and excuse me. And I used to sit back and be like, man, they got all this attitude. I don't want to deal with all that attitude. My sisters, attitude. I don't want no black woman. And I grew up always looking. I grew up in a diverse church, so there wasn't a lot of black people there. So I grew up with Asians and whites and Hispanics. Yeah. So naturally, that's what I was attracted to more. But when I was younger, I was like, man, these girls, I don't want that. As I've gotten older, now at 32, I'm like, man, black women are life.
For real.
Now, my girlfriend, she is Guatemalan.
Okay.
But I still am very attracted to black women. I still see that as I've gotten older. It took me a long time to really realize that, but that transition, I grew up in Cali where, it's so diverse.
Yeah, for sure.
Brothers out there, they could date anybody and vice versa.
Right.
And out there in LA, black women are dating white guys. They're dating Mexicans. But oftentimes they are dating them because the shortage of black men that are trying to be with them.
Absolutely.
But it brings back to your point of what your mom said, especially down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Where the women outnumber the men, 3-1?
Yeah. I've been down there. I was actually just down there.
I'm afraid to go down there.
I went there twice this year, actually. I went first to record some music for a different tape that I'm working on. It's all live music.
Nice.
It's all music that I produce, actually.
Okay.
So I actually play the piano a little bit, and I got melodies and so on and so forth. So, and then second, I went to Atlanta September 30th to sing for a conference. And that was an awesome experience. But I noticed down there, man, it's just it's a lot of black women down there for sure.
and you said you do have a son.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
and he's about to turn 1.
Actually, he turned 1 September 4th of this year. Yeah.
So happy birthday, little man out
absolutely.
there.
His name is Malik. Yeah.
Malik Jr.
Malik's actually my middle name. So,
okay. So
I go by Darius Mylik, and his name is Malik. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And you try to take your girl's black, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
With natural hair.
And
brown skin.
I'm loving what women are doing right now, rocking that natural hair. Like I said, when we were younger, 15, 20 years ago,
right,
natural hair was like shunned upon.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's being accepted, which is beautiful.
Absolutely.
And what we need to do is get back black love in our music videos.
Exactly.
In our movies. Because for a while, we were doing well when we were young. All those black sisters, we were like, woo, one of those.
Long.
I hate the cheetah thong off and Nia Long, But then all of a sudden, it just started going lighter. The videos, you're like, man, what's going on? Why is everything getting lighter?
Right.
And then now, I feel like in a way, it's sort of getting back to a darker skin.
Yeah, because people starting to become more conscious about it. I mean, even in my own case with my child's mother, she had a perm when I met her. You know what I mean? And I told her I'm the person that gave her the confidence and that backing to really just be comfortable with herself and to cut it off and just go straight natural. You know what I mean? Because I'm into that. I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh man, if you don't got no hair, you're bald headed. Hair grows back. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean,
except
if you wait long enough, yeah, of course. But if you wait long enough, it's gonna come back. So at the end of the day, I'd rather you be comfortable with yourself and rock your natural hair because honestly, in my heart, I feel like who told you that your hair was something was wrong with it? Who told you that you needed a perm? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with that.
Society's the one who says, hey, you know what? You need to have a perm.
Exactly.
You need to look this way. Nowadays girls are getting their lips done, their butts done.
Right.
Boobs have always been getting done. That's
I'm not with none of that. Yeah.
If she got it already when I meet her, I ain't gonna complain.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm not gonna go tell her, hey, you need to get a butt job.
Yeah,
you need to get a boob job or anything like that.
Right.
Be who you are. God made us, every one of us individually in His own image.
And He made no mistake.
Made none mistakes. And it takes a while for some people to realize that.
Yeah.
Also, bring it back to God. You said you sing in the church choir.
Absolutely. So let me kind of big up my church. I actually go to Grace Temple Church of God in Christ. It's on 813 West Buckeye Road in Phoenix, Arizona. Great church. Great vibes. Love.
I've heard of that church.
Yeah. Love God. Love people.
I think my buddy John goes though. My buddy John.
What's his last name?
Thomas.
John Thomas. I'm not sure. I'd have to see his face.
Yeah, I think he goes there though.
Yeah, man, it's one of the young, rising, lively churches in the valley. Very young, and loving and welcoming. So my pastor's only about 38. His name's Pastor Jack Spencer Jr. He's probably been pastoring for about 4 years now.
Okay.
Just a young, lively church. Probably most of our congregations between 18 and 35 or so, like right around that age group. So
all black church?
Yeah, mostly black. Yeah. So we definitely got the spirit. We definitely we really live in what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Is this a black church where like if I go, I'm gonna get out like 4:00?
No. It's actually the latest we'll get out. We start at 11. The latest I've seen us get out usually is like around 2:30, something of that nature. But usually we get out around like 1:30.
Man,
sure. Yeah.
So is that like an hour and a half of worship?
Yeah, and we worship, and then I mean,
Sister Mary coming up.
We're not gonna put like handcuffs on the Holy Ghost or the Spirit. So whatever happens.
I like that. That's cool. Lord, man, that was one of the reasons. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of black people be like, man, black churches are long, but you do get the good word.
But I feel like it's all about what you're actually receiving there. You know what I mean? My pastor may preach. He may preach to a certain length of time, but I mean he's dropping nuggets the whole time. It's not one time where your attention is one to shift. Absolutely, you know what I mean. It's getting hot in there. So church. Yeah,
I mean, come check it out.
You definitely do, man. Everybody in the valley, come check it out, man. Our services are at 11:00. On Sundays, and if you don't like it that lively and that because some people have come to my church and they're like, man, you guys are it's going up. That's all I can say. Yeah. So on Wednesday nights we also have Bible study at about 7:00, so you can come through to there and just learn the word. And
now this is the same church my buddy goes to.
Yeah.
They go to Bible study on Wednesday nights as well. It's like 7:00 at Grace, and I was like, all right. You gotta come. It's a men's group. that he runs and everything. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about. I know we kind of got off a little bit off track a little bit, but tell me more about your music. You said right now you had one track out.
Yeah.
When can we expect some more music out?
Absolutely. So I actually have about 2 to 3 songs that I'm waiting for my mixer to send back to me, and then those will be dropping on SoundCloud. I will say they'll be out in about 3 to 4 weeks. And then again, my listening party should be about mid-December, either late December. I'll definitely drop a date. I'll come back if you let me.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely drop the date and let you all know when you can come through there. It'll be at GPME, which is it's a talent agency out in Scottsdale. I've been working with. I actually work at their studio and everything, and they actually have a marketing agency there.
Are you signed right now or no?
I'm not signed.
Are you gonna stay independent?
I will stay indie. Yeah.
I just money can't. There anyways.
Yeah, I can't.
More freedom.
Yeah, I just believe I'm gonna do the work to get the exposure on myself anyway, and I can't give that away to like a record label after I did everything to get the exposure on myself. You know what I mean?
So who right now is in who inspires you? As far as for like your music and life in general.
Yeah. Some of my inspirations are definitely Prince Rogers, because he's from the hometown, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
That's my guy. I love him. I respect his creativity, and the fact that he could just be himself amongst all of the influences. He could just be himself. So that's one thing I try to focus on in his versatility. He was able to, kind of navigate through different time frames. I mean, all the way from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and his music is timeless. People like that. Another more modern guy, Mali Music.
Yeah.
I really like him. He's super dope. Probably one of my biggest inspirations. I like a guy, I'll even go younger than that, named Daniel Caesar right now. He's really dope.
He's from that area too, or?
Daniel Caesar is actually from Toronto.
Okay,
yeah,
Toronto.
so he's super dope R&B guy. He's like one of the guys that is really bringing R&B back. He's got a more traditional sound. So yeah, those would be some of the inspirations that I have. And just people that are doing it independent, man.
I read this article. I forgot her name, and I should have wrote it down. I read it last night, where this black woman was saying that R&B music, the R&B music they want is not from blacks. It's from Justin Timberlake, Adele. Mm-hmm. What's your view on that?
I can understand that, because I feel like there's hip hop is becoming such a cultural phenomenon, and it actually a world phenomenon. Hip hop is starting to be kind of like a genre like rivaling pop in a way.
I feel like hip hop took over a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's because so many people outside of the U.S., in the U.S., different cultures are just starting to adapt to hip hop. I feel like most R&B guys are starting to getting drowned out in that lane, the D'Angelo lane and the Bilal lane and Music Soul Child lane. Is kind of like done away with now. No one wants to really do that type of music. Mm-hmm. Not that they can't, but they're just why would I do a live music when I can just get on this beat, you do a little cadence and say yeah, and bop and weave, exactly, and then get the fans and get the attention of people, because this is what's working. But I'll definitely be a proponent of bringing back live music and really bringing back real music that touches the soul. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're looking for. I think for your listening
party, you should do it as a live listening party.
I definitely am. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be singing that night, but I'm definitely gonna have it. Hot, you never know; it may happen, but I'm definitely gonna have it live on Facebook and so on and so forth, so everyone can listen. And even if they're not able to be there, it's gonna be on Facebook and so on and so forth.
You have a Facebook page you want to get
people? Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I don't have a fan page, but you could just go to my real page. It's Darius Cox. That's my last name, Cox, and you'll see me there with a mic in my hand. Actually, I'm at Grace Temple, my church, in my picture, singing. So just look me up. Add me on there, and man, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this listening party. But yeah, back to your question. Yeah, I think there are people that are coming up that are making real music and that's really gonna touch the soul and make it timeless, like an Adele or a Sam Smith, so on and so forth. I personally, my second tape after I get this one all out will probably be a live music tape. It's gonna be a lot of vintage music. and it's gonna be timeless for sure.
Now, do you, as a Christian man,
Yeah.
does that influence how you record and what you record and what you say? Because you said your first song was for black women.
Right.
Now, we all know, we all love the black women, we all love women in general.
Mm-hmm.
But being as, your faith and you're pronouncing it, which I love and I respect that, because
Right.
so many people are afraid to say, I'm a Christian black man,
Right. Because it's kind of like a stigma on it nowadays. There's a hit on like masculinity with the Christian black man.
Exactly.
So a lot of black men they'd rather say I'm Muslim or I'm from the Nation of Islam or something.
Yeah.
Not saying I don't respect those guys, I do, but
be
the
proud
God I
of who you
serve,
are.
I've never bowed to a white Jesus. Jesus is not white. First
He's a man of color.
Exactly.
He came from the Middle East.
I'm not saying he's a black African American.
No, but he's a man of color.
Exactly.
And if you look at the skin tones in Africa, in the Middle East,
how could you hide out in Egypt if you didn't
every
look
once
like...
in a while you get some white Lebanese looking people. But
Exactly.
as far as that,
Exactly.
he's a man of color. He came from the Middle East.
Exactly, hair like wool. So you know what I mean. I feel like people have a stigma, a natural stigma that says, okay, you're a Christian black man. Oh, you're from the Church of God in Christ. Or you may be feminine, or you might think, you might think that Jesus is white. And I think none of those things, because I'm an actual person that I didn't profess this faith because somebody told me to. There was a time in my life where I just said, God, if you real, you're going to have to reveal yourself to me.
Yeah.
And he did, you know what I mean? So now I'm riding with it for life, you know what I mean? It's not because my grandma told me to, my uncle told me to. I've had a real experience with him, and the real Jesus, not, some white picture or anything of that nature. And, I'm not feminine in any sense of the word, you know what I mean? And that's, I feel like, the stigma that a lot of people put on Christian men, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's big. I'm a Christian male myself, and I don't follow the word as good as I would like to, and as much as I need to. I stumble, but I definitely do see where you're coming from on that, and that it's like, oh, you're a Christian. Oh, you think this way,
right? Exactly.
You're automatically closed-minded.
Exactly.
I was like, no, I'm not closed-minded, but at the same time, the God I serve and the Bible that I read,
right,
and I have read,
right,
there's rules.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you attain these rules, God is going to bless you no matter what.
Absolutely.
I went through the same thing where, you question your faith and you say, like, God, I grew up in the church.
Right.
Since I was yay high.
Right.
I was, I didn't sing in the choir because I was always shy to sing.
Yeah.
But my sister could blow. And, we grew up in the church. And when I got on my own, I was like, damn, do I really know God?
Right.
God, show yourself to me. Like,
right.
I had doubts. I studied every religion.
That's natural.
And then what did God do? Every time I was thinking about walking away, he showed me the way.
Exactly.
So I found my way right back. There was a couple years ago, I wasn't even being that. I was like, man, all these good deeds, I was doing all this stuff I was doing. I was struggling. And next thing you know, God just was like, I got you.
Exactly.
And then everything's been turned around. And in the last 2 years, my life has been crazy good.
Yeah.
Crazy. Every day is a blessing for me to be up and walking around,
Absolutely.
talking, doing a podcast. This is doing little stuff that I like,
Absolutely. I want to kind of speak on that because I think that there was a certain sector of Christianity that used to say that because you have doubts about God, oh, you just don't believe, or so on and so forth. And that's not the case. I want people to know that from the perspective of God, God is not intimidated by your doubts or your questions. Like he'd rather you have real doubts and real questions, because that gives him an avenue to reveal himself to you. Exactly. At the end of the day, like, he's not intimidated by that. You're not demonic because you have, you know what I mean, or you have disbelief, or you just don't know, because sometimes you just don't know. You know what I mean? It's not like he walked up to you and said, hey, I'm Jesus. And even if he did, you probably wouldn't believe it. You know what I mean?
Not only that, I think people are also, when you say you're Christian, you're always held to a higher standard than anybody else. You say you're Muslim, they just say, oh, okay. Right. You say you're black Christian, oh.
Right.
Oh, like, they look at the pastors, and when pastors sin and they get caught,
right,
it's like we try to crucify them instead of saying, they're human.
Exactly.
God never said pastors are going to be the only one. Some pastors struggle with pornography, infidelity, but doesn't mean that they can't go up there and use what they're going through to guide their sheep.
Absolutely. I mean, because God uses struggle and other people's pain to convict other people. You understand what I'm saying? Because, I mean, how could you know that he was a healer if you were never sick, and so on and so forth? So it's like we can use that same analogy for something in sin. There are things that I struggle with, in my life for a certain period of time, and if someone's seen that, they would say, man, you're not saved. But then God brought me out of that. That's how I know I am saved. You know what I mean? Because I know God still got me, and he was able to deliver me from these things. That's how I can tell somebody else, listen, you don't have to be bound with this. You don't have to be bound with that. Listen, bro, he got me out of this. You know what I mean?
The way, the truth, and the light.
Facts.
So, but back to the music, being a Christian black man, will you curse in your music?
No. Because I feel like I have a certain standard to uphold, and I'm not gonna bring shame to what I profess just for monetary gain and so on and so forth.
Now I know you're doing a joint album with your friend or your partner.
He expresses himself in the way that he would like.
Okay.
I'm not so like strenuous as in like, dude, don't ever cuss on this or don't ever do this. It's gonna happen
through your own personal.
Exactly. What I'm expressing, it will be. I will have certain parameters and things that I subscribe to, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to just be talking about wild stuff. I will hit on all subject matter, meaning sex, so on and so forth, but there will be a reason why I'm saying it. I'm not just going to be encouraging people to go, fornicate or so on and so forth. It'll be a reason why I'm saying it if I'm talking about
R&B music is love music.
Right.
It's baby making music, so you got to have a little bit of,
Well, yeah, I'm gonna definitely talk about love, and if you read the book, the Songs of Solomon, I mean it's talking about love between a man and a woman, and I'm not gonna censor myself. I'm not gonna make it. That's the thing. It's kind of hard to describe because if you say you're a Christian, they're like, oh man, you're gonna have like watered down music. Now my music is definitely not watered down because
back in the day there used to be some amazing Christian artists I used to listen to.
Exactly. So it's like at the end of the day, I feel like the Bible's not written in PG. If it says that David took Bathsheba from Uriah and he killed Uriah, it just said it. It didn't say it in a PG way. Like
if you actually look at the Bible, it's rated R.
Definitely. I mean, it's getting into all the dirty secrets, and I mean,
Revelations.
It's as blunt as you can be.
Saul, David and Goliath. You got
I'm just saying.
Joshua.
I'm just saying.
So all the battles that he won.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna censor myself. My music definitely isn't PG. I'm talking about love. I'm hitting on all different sectors. I'm talking about infidelity. I'm talking about everything that a human being will go through, and it's all relatable. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna cuss, but I'm not censoring myself. No.
Well, that's good to hear, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you coming by today.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to say?
Nah, that's it, man. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come here, man. It was great. I had fun.
All right, man. Well, thanks, Darius
Mylik.
Yes,
sir.
Live right here on the podcast. Check him out on Instagram. Well, you didn't give your Instagram.
Absolutely. At Instagram is Darius. That's Darius Mylik Mylik. Again, that's Darius Darius Mylik. Darius Mylik. Check me out. The listening party information will be on there. I'll be dropping some songs very soon. And just stay in tune with me. It's great things coming.
All right, man. Everybody have a great day. And man, let me just turn off this microphone over here.
Yep.